Welcome to another episode of Art in Hidden Places. I'm your host, Albert Graves, and it's not exactly Staten Island, but as you can see in the background, we've got Lady Liberty here smiling away. Odaiba, Tokyo is where we are today. We're here for the lights, camera, and action as we go to international model and actor Jeff Rowe with our guest host David Roy. And after that, we've got Yorie Akiba, a Japanese actress who's also worked in the Big Apple, New York City. And Daisha Hunter is here once again to cover that for us. Stay tuned because we've got a great show for you again.
Well, Jeff, I see we have these magnificent photos here. Can you tell us about these?
I can. These were taken by a well-known photographer in Tokyo. His name is Shinya Keita at the Roll Up Studio, which we are currently in.
Oh, this is Shinya's
This is Roll Up. This is Shinya Studio.
Okay.
And Shinya is a good friend of mine. For this, he had me modeling one of his brands that he promotes in Japan.
And how about this one? This one still has the same.
Yeah, it has the same
cloth
symbols.
motif.
That's another just collaboration between Shinya and Erika.
Well, Jeff, you are the man about town. So, can you tell us what you do? What are you into?
Well, in Tokyo, I have been involved with acting projects, modeling projects, music projects, a lot of other things in entertainment involved with production and promotion.
I'm particularly interested in this Stingray Man gig that you've done.
The Stingray Man. Well,
Yes.
that's a project that Suzuki, the car company, shot.
Okay.
In Malaysia, they shot the actual TV commercial in this very kind of tight black suit. Not so different than I guess what I'm wearing today, except for a lot more tight, more vinyl, leathery looking, straight out of the Matrix. I really felt, and I had these glasses on, which covered my face, and you couldn't see my eyes. So only unless you knew who I was, you might not be able to recognize that it was me. A lot more people are coming in. I think I saw you in a Suzuki commercial, and I always laugh because they can't really tell it was me.
Now, what kind of fashion were you doing? Tell us about the shoots.
I guess that would really depend on who you're shooting for and what it's meant for. I shot a really cool for Zeno magazine that was wearing this really cool suit.
Also, I see that you've done a fashion show for Ed Hardy.
Yep, Don Ed Hardy. He's quite well known around the world. A friend of a friend asked me, they're like, oh, you think you'd be a good image, kind of rock style for Ed Hardy for a fashion show? And I said, all right, okay, cool.
So was it like biker wear, or what was the image of
It's
the
just trendy
fashion?
rock fashion, man.
Have you been doing any organizing of fashion shows?
I do. I'm helping out coordinate models and help produce a show called Salinista, which is just getting going, but they're trying to help promote Japanese brands and international brands kind of at the same time.
Also, we have your Real Grooves project. Are you the promoter, or are you actually involved in the event itself?
Well, Real Grooves started out in the mind of one of my best friends, Josh Child. And he had started up a techno and house event back in Ontario in Canada, probably in I'd say the mid-90s. And then when he came to Tokyo, he started to be really interested in promoting his friends and music that he liked, which was becoming more and more well-known around the world. But not really that many people in Japan really knew what minimal techno was.
It's not so minimal anymore.
Really big.
It's a big thing now.
It's a really big thing. So we end up being in at the start of the trend, and now we have almost 1,000 people coming to check out the event every single time we have one. So we've had live artists such as Cobblestone Jazz came this year, which is one jazz pianist and two guys who are kind of mixing his stuff on computers and other machines. And that show just went off.
Where was the show?
It's normally at Space Yellow is the oldest club in Japan.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, you're doing so many things: commercials, fashion, and acting.
Yep.
I think you're doing an NHK gig.
Yep. NHK I've been involved with for a couple of years. Been acting in some of their first educational drama series, and that's the first one was Ichinichi Marugoto Eigo de Hanaso, which is just all day long speaking in English. This Japanese female, is learning English and wants to communicate and change her life.
Do you play a reoccurring role, or are you many different characters?
I was one character in that one. His name was Mike. He was just an American businessman. But NHK asked me for another role, and that was a reoccurring role on their next educational drama series. I played the character of George. He was supposed to be an American otaku.
Oh,
So I guess they like the American image, even though I'm Canadian.
and for the people watching this who don't know what an otaku is, what is an otaku?
An otaku is simply somebody who's really, really, really into something.
Are you an
Anything.
otaku?
I'm not
About
sure.
anything?
I really like juice. I really, really like
You
juice. I
are
think I'm a
juice
juice otaku.
otaku.
Yeah, I just recently learned that.
Oh no. I'd like to know, why Japan?
Well, I came to Japan after living and working as an actor and model and musician actually in Australia. I had been down there 2001, 2002, and I guess into 2003 for an exchange program at my university. And I had studied vocal music, jazz, stuff like that. I helped promote electronic music down there. It was mostly house music. Got involved with acting and modeling and started meeting more and more people. And then I kind of had to leave leave Australia, go back to Canada, and I got cut off from all that stuff. And in Canada, I just decided I'd like to see the world, and I ended up picking Japan as the place to go. You know, I realized that there's a lot of different things that, you know, you can do here. So the more people I started to meet, the more I realized that, you know, all you have to do is build a network, and helping those people with what they want to do makes it easier for you to be involved with all sorts of different projects. I love trying new things. All right, I plan on staying in Japan, you know, for a while. I now have a Japanese fiancée, a beautiful woman, Yuko Suzuki is her name, and we're expecting a child. I guess we'll probably be here for a few years, and then we'll see what happens in the future. I really am trying to help this community of foreign people in Japan who speak Japanese quite well, who plan on staying here, as well as half Japanese and Japanese who speak English, who want to be recognized outside of Japan. So I see an opportunity to present them to the world. Hopefully the world will get a better idea of Japan through this community that I'm hoping to start with.
It's been very good speaking with you. Tonight we've been speaking here with Jeff Rowe. I'm David Roy, and this is Art in Hidden Places.
David, and best of luck to you, Jeff, with your exciting plans ahead in Tokyo. Well, the show isn't over yet, because next up on stage is Yorie Akiba, and Daisha Hunter's here for the shoot.
Well, you've been acting for over 12 years now in Japan, so please let us know a little bit about yourself, your background, and how you started in theater and acting.
Actually, I was painting in my teenage, since grade school, and I always wanted to be a painter. But somehow, when I was an exchange student to Oregon, I took an acting class for a year, and then I just loved it.
Well, were you able to continue taking any performance classes when you returned to Japan?
No acting classes in Japanese high schools.
So when was it that you actually began performing again once you were in Japan?
It's after I came back from New York, somehow I got homesick. I couldn't believe it, but I got homesick in New York and came back to Tokyo.
How would you compare life in Japan when it comes to acting and performing, the competition that's here as opposed to Hollywood in America?
There are less auditions in Tokyo, but competition is as high as the US, I think. A lot of people wants to be a star and the talent.
And you were a young woman when you started. Was there more opportunity for you at that time?
Oh, definitely. Always, start with the TV for beautiful, pretty faces with the bikinis and all that.
Did you know specifically what you wanted to do, either stage or movies? Which avenue were you going towards?
To start with, I love the Jim Jarmusch independent film, so I always wanted to be a part of filmmaking.
Bottle wine, I spit it out. I wash my hands, I go to bed.
What about your first independent film outside of school?
It was directed by Koji Wakamatsu, a veteran director in Japan. I did the role of boy. That time I had a skinhead, so it was perfect.
What's the best way to get involved in projects when you are an up-and-coming actress, when you were first beginning?
Very difficult to start in Tokyo, especially because there aren't much open auditions. So first of all, you have to train yourself. Either go to acting class or send out pictures to agencies. That's how you start. I guess it's pretty much the same in New York. In Tokyo, I try to work with the international groups, especially because I felt more comfortable, not too tight or strict of many rules. For me, I speak Japanese, and I don't have to deal with the Asian roles in New York, like a piano player or doctor or geisha, No way that I would get a main role, like, Macbeth or something like that.
You are in Vanessa Anthony's Death of a Drunk.
Yes.
Please let us know about your role there.
It was amazing. My role named Martha. I never played the role of Martha, so I had this like a half wig, pretty like brown, pretend like I'm American. I was a mistress of the guy. We just had a one-night stand, got really drunk, partying, dancing, singing, and following day I got killed. All other casts are from Australia, America, England. There's so much of international atmosphere. I really enjoyed it. We enjoyed it.
And can you let us know about one of your current productions, House of Malik?
This project, it's an amazing project. It's about a guy from the street, from a city called Camden, New Jersey, travel into Tokyo and experience all his relationships and life and jazz. And I'm going to play a role of mafia woman.
A mafia woman? That sounds fun and interesting.
Yeah, they're another guy from underground, and we sort of fight over a business.
Mm-hmm. Well, tell us about some of your current plays that you're in. Now you're focusing on stage.
Yes.
At the moment.
Yes.
So please let us know, what are you working on?
The World Trade Center, as in katakana. This is about a semi-documentary about September 11th. The set is in office, Japanese publishing office, located on the 5th Avenue, Midtown.
When you were practicing it or rehearsing for it, was there a lot of emotional connection or emotions that came up or research that you all had to do?
Yes, the first scene I appear is as watching when the building crashes. I pretty much burning that picture into my sight. And we did a lot of research about September 11th. Watched the video, Giuliani documentary.
How did the Japanese audience receive this play?
Some audiences who were actually in New York City on that day has a good feedback to us that it doesn't look too emotional or too dramatic. We just focus to tell the truth.
Well, this play is in Japanese.
Yes.
It's all in Japanese.
Some parts are spoken in English.
But will it ever be translated into English or brought to English-speaking audiences to view?
If this is going to be in America, yes. We have a good possibility, yes.
Well, definitely wish you the best in your career.
Thank you.
And look forward to seeing you in many more productions. Thank you for joining us today.
If you haven't had a chance to see any of Yorie's stage performances yet, you can view a clip of Death of a Drunk online at Movie Mad Entertainment's webpage at moviemadentertainment.com. Well, that about does it for this edition of Art in Hidden Places. Hope you've enjoyed our date here in Odaiba, our rainy date even though as it may be. Well, we'll be back next time to bring you more of what you want right here in Tokyo, Japan. Till then, we'll be seeing you again.